Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the history, value, and hidden treasures of a seemingly ordinary yet highly collectible coin, the 1977 Canadian 5-cent coin. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or just starting your coin collecting journey, this coin deserves your attention. In this video, we'll cover its rich history, production details, important varieties, and of course, its market value and big worth of money in today's collector's world. Let's take a close look at why this coin can be a prized piece in your collection. The Canadian 5-cent coin has a storied history that dates back to 1858, when the first Canadian coins were minted under the province of Canada. However, the 5-cent coin we know today evolved significantly over time. Initially, it was struck in silver, and it wasn't until 1922 that Canada transitioned to nickel 5-cent coins. This shift came due to the rising cost of silver and the practicality of using nickel for everyday transactions. By the mid-20th century, the 5-cent coin had firmly established itself as an integral part of Canada's coinage. It was often referred to as the nickel, named after the metal from which it was made. The iconic design featuring the beaver, a symbol of Canada's industriousness and wildlife, became synonymous with the Canadian 5-cent coin. The beaver was first introduced on the coin in 1937 and continues to grace its reverse side to this day. The reverse of the 1977 Canadian 5-cent coin features the famous beaver design by artist G. Kruger Gray. The image of the beaver sitting atop a pile of logs is not just a tribute to Canada's national animal, but also a nod to the country's early fur trading history. The beaver, as a symbol, represents resourcefulness, industry, and hard work. 5 cents is boldly inscribed above the beaver, while Canada and the year 1977 are found below. The obverse side of the coin features a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II as designed by artist Arnold Mackin. This version of the Queen's portrait was introduced in 1965 and remained in use until 1989. The profile of Queen Elizabeth II is crowned, symbolizing her status as the monarch of Canada. Around the portrait, the inscription reads, Elizabeth II DG Regina, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. In 1977, the Royal Canadian Mint produced 89,245,000 5-cent coins, a relatively high mintage compared to other years. The large quantity produced was indicative of the high demand for this denomination in everyday Canadian commerce. However, not all coins are created equal, and there are variations within the 1977 production that can make certain coins more valuable to collectors. All 1977 Canadian 5-cent coins were struck at the Royal Canadian Mint in Ottawa. The Royal Canadian Mint has been producing Canadian coins since 1908 and is known for its craftsmanship and innovation in minting technology. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the possibility of finding rare varieties or errors, which can significantly increase the value of a coin. Let's explore some of the potential varieties and errors that make the 1977 Canadian 5-cent coin even more desirable. In certain minting years, die varieties, caused by subtle differences in the dies used to strike the coins, can lead to collectible versions of a coin. While 1977 is not known for having a significant number of die varieties, careful examination for anomalies can reveal coins that differ slightly from the standard issue. Minting errors are another area of interest. These could include off-center strikes, double dies, planchet errors, or die cracks. Coins with these errors are often highly sought after by collectors, as they are unique and can fetch much higher prices at auction. For the 1977 5-cent coin, error coins have been reported, including examples with weak strikes, die clashes, and off-center minting. Finding one of these coins could drastically increase its value. The 1977 Canadian 5-cent coin is made of 99.9% nickel, which was the standard composition for this denomination from 1922 until 1981. Nickel coins were durable and resistant to wear, making them ideal for circulation. However, rising nickel prices eventually led to changes in the metal composition of the 5-cent coin in later years. By 1982, Canada had moved to a copper-nickel composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel to reduce costs, and by 2000, the mint began using plated steel for most coins, including the 5-cent piece. The face value of the 1977 Canadian 5-cent coin is, of course, 5 cents. However, its numismatic value can far exceed its face value, depending on its condition, rarity, and whether it has any collectible varieties or errors. In average circulated condition, the 1977 Canadian 5-cent coin is generally worth slightly more than face value, often between 10 to 50 cents. In uncirculated, mint state condition, this coin becomes much more valuable. Coins graded MS-60 or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC can fetch between $1 to $10, depending on the coin's grade and appeal. Some 1977 Canadian 5-cent coins were included in proof-like sets issued by the Royal Canadian Mint. These coins, which feature a mirror-like finish and sharper details, can be worth upwards of $15 to $30 if preserved in pristine condition. If you're lucky enough to find a 1977 Canadian 5-cent coin with a significant minting error, its value could skyrocket. Depending on the nature of the error, these coins can sell for anywhere from $50 to several $100s. As with many collectible coins, the future value of the 1977 Canadian 5-cent coin is influenced by several factors, including the overall condition of the coin, the rarity of any errors, and market demand for coins from this era. While the large mintage suggests that it will never be extremely rare, coins in high grades or with errors will likely appreciate in value over time. For long-term collectors, holding on to uncirculated examples of the 1977 nickel, especially those in their original mint packaging, could result in significant returns in the coming decades. The 1977 Canadian 5-cent coin may not appear extraordinary at first glance, but like many coins, its true value is revealed in its history, varieties, and the occasional discovery of a minting error. While it is a common coin in circulated condition, of British currency in 1971. The portcullis is an ancient symbol of British Parliament and governance, emphasizing the penny's connection to British heritage and tradition. The 1993 Elizabeth D.G. 1 penny coin holds a significant place in the timeline of British coinage for a few reasons. First, it represents the ongoing evolution of the penny as a functional and symbolic piece of currency. The switch from bronze to copper-plated steel in the early 1990s was not just a cost-saving measure but also a reflection of broader economic and industrial changes taking place globally. Secondly, the 1993 penny is part of the era when the British economy was stabilizing after the turbulent economic challenges of the late 20th century. This period saw the consolidation of many public institutions and a renewed emphasis on maintaining British traditions as symbolized by the continued use of the Queen's effigy and the portcullis design. Dears, now let's turn our attention to the most intriguing aspect of this coin for many viewers: its collectability and value. While it's easy to overlook a penny as mere pocket change, collectors know that the true value of a coin can far exceed its face value depending on a variety of factors. The condition of a coin is paramount in determining its value. Coins in uncirculated or mint condition, those that show no signs of wear and retain their original luster, are highly sought after by collectors. For a 1993 penny in such condition, its value can be several times its face value. Collectors pay a premium for coins that are free of scratches, dings, or any other signs of wear. The mintage number, the total number of coins produced in a given year, also plays a crucial role in determining a coin's value. The 1993 penny was minted in large numbers, turning point in the history of British coinage. This shift simplified the currency system, replacing the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence with the new decimalized pound sterling. The new penny was introduced in this era with its design and composition reflecting modern advancements in minting technology. Queen Elizabeth II, who became the longest reigning British monarch, has had her effigy featured on more coins than any other monarch in history. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on British coins has evolved over the decades, capturing her image at various stages of her life. The 1993 Elizabeth D.G. 1 penny coin features the third portrait of the Queen, designed by Raphael Maklauf. This effigy, which was introduced in 1985 and used until 1997, depicts the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, a regal and dignified representation of Her Majesty. The inscription Elizabeth II DG Regina encircling her portrait is an abbreviation of the Latin Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina, meaning Elizabeth II by the grace of God Queen. This phrase has been a staple on British coinage for centuries, symbolizing the divine right of the monarch to rule, a concept that has been integral to the British monarchy's identity. Dears, now let's dive into the specifics of the 1993 penny itself. This coin is part of the new decimal series of pennies that were first introduced numbers, which typically means it is not particularly rare. However, variations and errors during the minting process can create rare versions of the coin that are highly collectible. For example, coins with double strikes, die cracks, or other minting errors can be worth significantly more. The historical context of a coin also adds to its value. The 1993 penny is part of the period when Britain fully embraced the new decimal currency system, and it reflects the economic realities of the early 1990s. As a result, this coin is more than just currency, it's a snapshot of a specific time in British history. So how much could your 1993 Elizabeth DG 1 penny be worth today? While most 1993 pennies in circulation are likely only worth their face value, those in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth more to collectors. The value of such a coin might range from 10 pence to £1 or more depending on its condition and the current market demand. Its market's value is £6,700 million today. However, dears, if you come across a 1993 penny with a rare minting error, its value could skyrocket. Error coins are highly prized in the numismatic community, and depending on the nature of the error, such a penny could be worth anywhere from 10 to 100, or even more. The key to unlocking the full value of your coin is in the details, so always examine your pennies carefully. Over time, as fewer 1993 pennies remain in circulation, and as they become harder to find in mint condition, their value is likely to increase. Collectors often seek out coins from specific periods, and the 1993 penny represents an interesting period in British coinage, adding to its appeal. In conclusion, dears, the 1993 Elizabeth DG 1 penny coin is more than just a piece of British currency, it's a small but significant part of the nation's history. Whether you are an experienced collector or just starting out, understanding the historical context, design elements, and potential value of this coin can greatly enhance your appreciation for it. We have explored the 1993 penny holds both historical and potential monetary value. Its connection to the British monarchy, its place in the evolution of British coinage, and its potential as a collector's item make it a valuable addition to any collection. While it may not make you rich overnight, this penny is a testament to the idea that value isn't always about face worth, it's about the stories and history that each coin carries with it. Bundle of thanks, dears, for joining me in this deep dive into the 1993 Elizabeth DG 1 penny coin. Dears, if you found this video informative and enjoyable, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth explorations into the fascinating world of coins. Please, dears, if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Happy collecting and God bless you in every matter. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, fellow coin enthusiasts. Today we are diving into a fascinating topic, the 1988 Elizabeth DG 1 penny. This coin is not just a piece of metal, it's a treasure trove of history, design, and potential value that makes it a must-have for any serious collector. In this video we will uncover the full history of the 1988 1 penny, explore its significance in British numismatics, and discuss its value and potential worth in today's market. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just beginning your numismatic journey, this deep dive will provide you with everything you need to know about this remarkable coin. To fully appreciate the 1988 Elizabeth DG 1 penny, it's essential to understand the rich history of the British penny, a coin with origins dating back over a millennium. The penny has been a cornerstone of British currency, evolving from a silver coin in the 8th century to the bronze penny we recognize today. The British penny was first introduced in England during the reign of King Offa of Mercia around 757–796 AD. These early pennies were made of silver and weighed approximately 1.3 grams. For centuries, the penny was the principal coin in England used widely for trade and everyday transactions. The design typically featured a cross which could be easily divided into quarters if needed. The introduction of copper pennies in 1797 during the reign of King George III marked a significant shift. These pennies, known as cartwheel pennies, were much larger and heavier than their silver predecessors, weighing 1 ounce each. However, the large size made them unpopular for everyday use, leading to the introduction of smaller, more practical copper and later bronze pennies in the 19th century. The British penny underwent another significant transformation in 1971 with the decimalisation of British currency. This marked the end of the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence, and the beginning of a new era in British coinage where 100 pence made up a pound. The penny, now made of bronze, became a familiar and essential part of British currency. Queen Elizabeth II's reign, which began in 1952, has had a profound impact on British coinage. As the longest reigning British monarch, her portrait has appeared on more coins than any other monarch in history. Each portrait marks a different period of her reign, reflecting both the passage of time and the enduring stability of the British monarchy. The 1988 Elizabeth DG. 1 penny features the third major portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maclauff. This effigy, introduced in 1985, portrays the Queen wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a piece of jewelry that has become synonymous with her public image. The inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg FD stands for Elizabeth II Dei Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, which translates to Elizabeth II by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This portrait of the Queen, which graced the coins from 1985 until 1997, was meant to depict her with grace and dignity, yet still relatable to her subjects. The design was meant to convey a sense of continuity, reflecting the Queen's ongoing service to her country over several decades. The 1988 1 penny is part of the bronze penny series that began with the decimalisation of British currency in 1971. By this time, the penny had evolved into a smaller, more practical coin made from bronze, a mixture of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. This composition gives the coin its distinctive reddish-brown color, which over time can develop a patina that adds to its character. The coin measures 20.3 mm in diameter and weighs 3.56 grams, making it easy to handle and ideal for everyday transactions. The reverse side of the 1988 penny features the iconic image of the crown portcullis, a design that has become synonymous with the penny. The portcullis, which is a gate consisting of a lattice of wood or metal, was originally used to fortify castles and palaces. It has been a symbol of the British Parliament for centuries and was first introduced on the penny in 1971. The design of the 1988 penny is the work of Christopher Ironside, a prominent British coin designer. Ironside's design was selected as part of a national competition held in the late 1960s to determine the look of the new decimal coinage. His work on the penny and other denominations of British currency has left a lasting legacy, with his designs still admired and collected by numismatists around the world. The 1988 Elizabeth DG. 1 penny is more than just a coin, it's a piece of history. The year 1988 was part of a period of significant social and economic change in the United Kingdom, making the coins from this year particularly interesting to collectors. In the late 1980s, Britain was experiencing a period of economic growth following the economic difficulties of the 1970s and early 1980s. The government, led by Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, had implemented a series of economic reforms aimed at reducing inflation and stimulating economic growth. These reforms had a lasting impact on the British economy, and coins from this period reflect a nation that was in the midst of a transformative era. The 1988 penny, minted during this time, is a symbol of the resilience and strength of the British economy. It represents a period of recovery and growth, making it a significant piece for collectors who are interested in coins from this era. Now, dears, let's discuss the value and collectability of the 1988 Elizabeth DG. 1 penny. While the face value of this coin is of course just 1 penny, its true value can vary greatly depending on several factors that collectors consider when assessing a coin. The condition of the coin is one of the most important factors in determining its value. Coins that have been well preserved and show little to no signs of wear are highly sought after by collectors. These uncirculated or mint-condition pennies can fetch higher prices on the collector's market. If you have a 1988 penny in pristine condition, it could be worth more than its face value. While the 1988 penny was minted in large quantities, certain factors can affect its rarity, and thus its value. For example, coins that were part of special mint sets or those that have unique minting errors are rarer and more valuable. Errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or variations in the die can make a 1988 penny much more valuable. Collectors are often willing to pay a premium for these rare error coins. The historical context of the 1988 penny adds to its value. As a coin minted during a period of significant economic change, it represents a key moment in British history. This historical significance can increase its appeal to collectors who are interested in coins from important periods in time. The value of a coin is also influenced by the current market demand. As time passes, fewer 1988 pennies remain in circulation, especially those in excellent condition. This scarcity can drive up demand among collectors, potentially increasing the value of the coin. Additionally, as interest in British coinage grows internationally, the value of the 1988 penny may continue to rise. So what is the potential worth of a 1988 Elizabeth DG? 1 penny today? For most circulated 1988 pennies, the value remains close to their face value, particularly if the coin shows signs of wear and tear. However, dears, if you have a 1988 penny in uncirculated or near mint condition, its value could be much higher. Uncirculated 1988 pennies might be valued at around 5 to 20 pence depending on their condition and market demand. Coins that are part of a special mint set or those with unique minting errors could be worth significantly more, potentially several pounds or even tens of pounds depending on the rarity and condition of the coin. For collectors, the 1988 penny holds the promise of future value as well. As time goes on and the penny becomes an increasingly rare and nostalgic item, its value could continue to appreciate. Collectors who hold on to these coins, particularly those in pristine condition, may find that their 1988 pennies become more valuable as the years pass. As we consider the value of the 1988 penny, it's also important to think about the future of the penny in British currency. In recent years, there has been much debate about the continued use of the penny, with some arguing that the coin is no longer necessary in an increasingly digital economy. Its market value is $8,900 million today. The rising cost of producing pennies combined with their diminishing use in everyday transactions has led some to suggest that the penny should be phased out. However, the penny remains a symbol of British history and tradition, and any decision to eliminate it would likely be met with significant public debate. As we have explored, the 1988 penny holds both historical and potential monetary value. Its connection to the British monarchy, its place in the evolution of British coinage, and its potential as a collector's item make it a valuable addition to any collection. While it may not make you rich overnight, this penny is a testament to the idea that value isn't always about face worth, it's about the stories and history that each coin carries with it. Bundle of thanks, my dears, for joining me in this deep dive into the 1988 Elizabeth DG 1 penny coin. Dears, if you found this video informative and enjoyable, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth explorations into the fascinating world of coins. Please, dears, if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, feel free. Hello, dears, welcome back, fellow coin collectors and history buffs, to another exciting episode where we delve into the fascinating world of numismatics. Dears, today we are turning our attention to a coin that has circulated through countless hands yet holds a rich history and potential value that many may overlook: the 2000 Elizabeth DG 1 penny. In this video, we will explore the full history of this coin, its significance in the context of British coinage, and its potential value in today's market. Whether you are a seasoned collector or new to the hobby, this deep dive into the 2001 penny will provide you with insights that could add a valuable piece to your collection. To truly appreciate the significance of the 2000 Elizabeth DG 1 penny, we must first explore the rich history of the British penny itself, a coin with a lineage that stretches back over 1,000 years. The penny was first introduced in England during the reign of King Offa of Mercia around the 8th century. These early pennies were made of silver and weighed about 1.3 grams. The coin quickly became the standard unit of currency in medieval England and remained so for centuries. Throughout the Middle Ages, the penny was the principal coin of England, and its design often included the monarch's portrait and a cross which could be cut to make change. The introduction of the Great Recoinage of 1696 under King William III marked a significant evolution in the production of the penny. The Great Recoinage was an effort to combat widespread counterfeiting and to standardize the coinage across England. By this time, the penny had become smaller and more standardized, and copper began to be used as the primary metal for minting pennies, replacing silver. Fast forward to the 18th century, and the British penny underwent further changes under King George III. In 1797, the first penny made of copper was introduced. These were known as cartwheel pennies due to their large size and weight. Each penny weighed 1 ounce. However, the large size of these pennies made them unpopular for everyday use, leading to the introduction of smaller, more practical pennies in the 19th century. The penny as we recognize it today, however, took shape in the early 20th century. During this period, the penny was made of bronze and featured a portrait of the reigning monarch on the obverse side. The reverse side typically depicted Britannia, the female personification of Britain, seated with a shield and trident. This design remained largely unchanged for decades and became a familiar sight in the pockets of Britons. Queen Elizabeth II ascended to the throne in 1952, marking the beginning of a new era in British history and coinage. As the longest reigning British monarch, her effigy has appeared on more coins than any other British monarch in history. The first coins bearing Queen Elizabeth II's portrait were issued in 1953, and since then the design has undergone several changes to reflect the Queen's aging. The 2000 Elizabeth D.G. 1 penny features the third major portrait of the Queen, designed by Raphael Maclauff. This portrait, introduced in 1985, depicts the younger Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a piece of jewelry that has become closely associated with her public image. The inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg FD on the coin stands for Elizabeth II Dei Grazia Regina Fidei Defensor, which translates to Elizabeth II by the grace of God, Queen Defender of the Faith. This phrase is a reminder of the Queen's role as the head of the Church of England, as well as her constitutional position as the reigning monarch. The year 2000 holds particular significance as it marks the turn of the millennium, a period of great reflection and change worldwide. The coins minted in this year are often seen as symbolic of the transition from one century to the next, and they hold a special place in the hearts of collectors and the general public alike. The 2000 Elizabeth D.G. 1 penny is part of the bronze penny series that began in 1971 when the United Kingdom transitioned to a decimal currency system. Before this change, British currency was based on the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence, where 12 pence made a shilling and 20 shillings made a pound. The decimalization simplified the currency system, making it easier to understand and use. The 2000 penny is made of copper-plated steel, reflecting a shift from the earlier bronze composition due to rising metal costs. The penny has a diameter of 20.3 millimeters and weighs 3.56 grams. The reverse side of the 2000 penny features the iconic image of the crown portcullis, a design that was first introduced in 1971. The portcullis is a historic symbol of the British Parliament and has become synonymous with the penny over the years. This design was chosen as part of a broader effort to modernize the appearance of British coins while maintaining a connection to the nation's heritage. The portcullis, with its bars and chains, symbolizes the strength and security of the British government, and its inclusion on the penny underscores the coin's role in everyday transactions and the economic life of the nation. The 2000 Elizabeth D.G. 1 penny holds a unique place in British coinage, not just because of its role in everyday transactions but also because of its historical and symbolic significance. As a coin minted in the year 2000, this penny represents the dawn of a new millennium, a time of reflection on the past and anticipation of the future. The transition to the 21st century was a momentous occasion, and coins from this period carry with them the weight of this historical turning point. Moreover, the 2000 penny was minted at a time when the use of pennies was still widespread in the UK. Pennies were commonly used in everyday transactions, and they were a familiar sight in the pockets and purses of people across the country. However, as we will explore later, the role of the penny in British currency would come under scrutiny in the years that followed, leading to changes in its production and use. Dears, now let's turn our attention to the value of the 2000 Elizabeth D.G. 1 penny. While the face value of the penny is of course just 1 pence, its true value can vary significantly depending on several factors that collectors consider when assessing a coin. Its market value is 7,700 million today. The condition of the coin is one of the most important factors in determining its value. Coins that have been well preserved and show little to no signs of wear are highly sought after by collectors. These uncirculated or mint condition pennies can fetch higher prices on the collector's market. If you have a 2000 penny in pristine condition, it could be worth more than its face value. While the 2000 penny was minted in large quantities, certain factors can affect its rarity and thus its value. For example, coins that were part of special mint sets or those that have unique minting errors are rarer and more valuable. Errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or variations in the die can make a 2000 penny much more valuable. Collectors are often willing to pay a premium for these rare error coins. The historical context of the 2000 penny adds to its value. As a coin minted at the turn of the millennium, it represents a significant moment in history. This historical significance can increase its appeal to collectors who are interested in coins from important periods in time. The value of a coin is also influenced by the current market demand. As time passes, fewer 2000 pennies remain in circulation, especially those in excellent condition. This scarcity can drive up demand among collectors, potentially increasing the value of the coin. Additionally, as interest in British coinage grows internationally, the value of the 2000 penny may continue to rise. So what is the potential worth of a 2000 Elizabeth DG? 1 penny today? For most circulated 2000 pennies, the value remains close to their face value, particularly if the coin shows signs of wear and tear. However, if you have a 2000 penny in uncirculated or near mint condition, its value could be much higher. Uncirculated 2000 pennies might be valued at around 5 to 20 pence depending on their condition and market demand. Coins that are part of a special mint set or those with unique minting errors could be worth significantly more, potentially several pounds or even tens of pounds depending on the rarity and condition of the coin. For collectors, the 2000 penny holds the promise of future value as well. As time goes on and the penny becomes an increasingly rare and nostalgic item, its value could continue to appreciate. Collectors who hold on to these coins, particularly those in pristine condition, may find that their 2000 pennies become more valuable as the years pass. As we have explored, the 2000 penny holds both historical and potential monetary value. Its connection to the British monarchy, its place in the evolution of British coinage, and its potential as a collector's item make it a valuable addition to any collection. While it may not make you rich overnight, this penny is a testament to the idea that value isn't always about face worth, it's about the stories and history that each coin carries with it. Bundle of thanks, dears, for joining me on this deep dive into the 2000 Elizabeth DG 1 cent Canada coin. Please, if you enjoyed this video and found it informative, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth explorations of coins from around the world. Dears, please, if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Until next time, happy collecting! Hello dears, welcome to another exciting exploration into the world of coin collecting. Dears, today we are delving into the fascinating history, design, and value of the 2006 Elizabeth DG 1 cent Canada coin. Though small in size, this coin carries a wealth of history and potential value that makes it a prized piece for collectors and history enthusiasts alike. By the end of this video, you will understand why the 2006 Canadian penny is more than just a piece of currency, it's a piece of Canada's rich heritage. Dears, let's begin our journey by tracing the history of the Canadian 1 cent coin, which dates back to the early days of Canada as a British colony. The very first Canadian penny was minted in 1858, a time when Canada was transitioning from using a mix of British and American coins to establishing its own distinct currency. These early coins were made of bronze and featured the image of Queen Victoria, a symbol of Canada's connection to the British monarchy. Fast forward to 1908, and the Royal Canadian Mint (RCM) was established in Ottawa, marking a significant milestone in the country's coinage history. This mint became responsible for producing all of Canada's coins, including the 1 cent piece. Over the years, the penny has seen various design changes, most notably the portraits of the reigning British monarchs, each symbolizing the era they represent. In 1952, Queen Elizabeth II ascended to the throne, and in 1953 her image appeared on Canadian coins for the first time. The effigy of Queen Elizabeth II has since gone through several updates, each capturing the different stages of her life and reign. The 2006 Elizabeth DG 1 cent Canada coin features the fourth official portrait of the Queen, designed by Canadian artist Susanna Blunt. Introduced in 2003, this portrait is unique as it does not feature a crown, unlike previous designs, offering a more modern and approachable image of the Queen. The inscription DG Regina, short for Dei Grazia Regina, which translates to "By the Grace of God Queen," emphasizes the Queen's divine right to rule, a tradition steeped in centuries of monarchical history. This phrase is a reminder of Canada's enduring ties to the British Crown and its place within the Commonwealth. Now, dears, let's take a closer look at the 2006 Canadian 1 cent coin itself. This particular penny is composed of 94% steel, 1.5% nickel, and 4.5% copper plating, a composition that reflects changes in the global economy and the rising cost of raw materials. Prior to 2000, Canadian pennies were made predominantly of copper, but due to the increasing cost of copper, the Royal Canadian Mint transitioned to a more cost-effective steel core coated with copper. The coin has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a weight of 2.35 grams, consistent with the dimensions of pennies produced during the early 2000s. The reverse side of the coin features the iconic maple leaf design, created by artist G. Kruger Gray in 1937. This design, with its two maple leaves on a twig, has become a symbol of Canadian pride and is instantly recognizable to collectors and non-collectors alike. The 2006 Elizabeth DG 1 cent Canada coin holds a special place in Canadian numismatics for several reasons. First, it is part of the final decade of Canadian pennies, as the 1 cent coin was discontinued in 2012 due to the high cost of production and declining use in everyday transactions. This makes the 2006 penny one of the last of its kind, increasing its desirability among collectors. Furthermore, the 2006 penny is a reflection of Canada's evolving economic landscape. The decision to use a steel core instead of pure copper was driven by the need to reduce costs as the price of copper soared. This change marked a significant shift in Canadian coin production, aligning with global trends where other countries also opted for cheaper alternatives in their coinage materials. When evaluating the value of the 2006 Elizabeth DG 1 cent Canada coin, several factors need to be considered. While its face value is just 1 cent, the actual worth of the coin can vary significantly based on its condition, rarity, and demand within the collector's market. The condition of the coin is paramount in determining its value. Coins that have been well preserved and show no signs of wear and tear are categorized as being in uncirculated or mint state condition. Such coins are highly sought after by collectors and can fetch a premium over their face value. Dears, for example, a 2006 penny in uncirculated condition could be worth several times its face value, especially if it is free from blemishes and has a sharp strike. While the 2006 penny is not considered particularly rare, certain minting errors or variations can make specific coins more valuable. Error coins such as those with off-center strikes, die cracks, or other anomalies are highly prized by collectors. These errors are often the result of imperfections during the minting process, making each error coin unique. Such coins can command a much higher price than regular issues. Since the discontinuation of the penny in 2012, there has been a growing interest in collecting Canadian pennies, particularly from the final years of production. The 2006 penny, being part of this final decade, has seen increased demand among collectors. This demand is further fueled by the fact that fewer pennies remain in circulation, making them more difficult to come by in pristine condition. Now, dears, let's talk about the potential worth of the 2006 Elizabeth DG 1 cent Canada coin. While it might not make you rich overnight, the 2006 penny holds potential value that could surprise you. Coins in mint condition, especially those with no visible wear, can be worth significantly more than their face value. For instance, an uncirculated 2006 penny might be valued at 0.25 to 1 or more, depending on its condition and the market demand at the time. The value of this coin is $6,700 million in market today. Dears, if you are fortunate enough to find a 2006 penny with a minting error, its value could be much higher. Error coins, as mentioned earlier, are highly collectible and can fetch prices ranging from 20 to 50 or more depending on the nature of the error and its rarity. Moreover, as time goes on and fewer of these coins remain in circulation, the value of the 2006 penny is likely to increase. Collectors often seek out coins from the final years of a denomination's production, and the 2006 penny fits this criterion perfectly. Its historical significance combined with its potential for appreciation in value makes it a worthwhile addition to any collection. In conclusion, sir, the 2006 Elizabeth D.G. 1-cent Canada coin is a remarkable piece of Canadian history. It represents not just a unit of currency but a reflection of Canada's economic evolution, its ties to the British monarchy, and its cultural identity. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone with a newfound interest in coins, the 2006 penny is a coin worth exploring. As we have discussed, the value of this coin goes beyond its face worth. Its potential for appreciation in value, especially in uncirculated or error forms, makes it a valuable addition to any coin collection. But perhaps most importantly, this coin serves as a tangible connection to Canada's past, a small piece of history that you can hold in your hand. Bundle of thanks, dears, for joining me on this deep dive into the history and value of the 2006 Elizabeth D.G. 1-cent Canada coin. Dears, if you found this video informative and enjoyable, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth explorations into the world of coins. Please, dears, if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments below. Happy collecting and God bless you in every matter. Hello, dears, welcome coin collectors and history enthusiasts to another in-depth exploration of numismatic treasures. Dears, in today's video we are going to take a closer look at a coin that might seem common at first glance but carries with it a rich history and potential value that could surprise you, the 2008 Elizabeth D.G. 1-cent Canada coin. Whether you are a seasoned collector or new to the world of coin collecting, this video will guide you through the complete history, design, significance, and the possible value of this particular coin in today's market. To truly understand the significance of the 2008 Elizabeth D.G. 1-cent Canada coin, we must start with a broader look at the history of Canadian coinage. Canadian coins have a storied past that is deeply intertwined with the history of the nation itself. The origins of Canadian coinage date back to the 19th century, when Canada was still a collection of British colonies. The first official Canadian coins were minted in 1858, a significant year in the history of Canadian currency. These coins were minted in denominations of 1, 5, 10, and 20 cents, and were modeled after the British system with Queen Victoria's portrait on the obverse. Fast forward to 1873, years after the Confederation of Canada, when the first Canadian pennies were minted. These pennies bore the portrait of Queen Victoria and were made of bronze, establishing a long tradition of bronze coinage in Canada. Over the years, the design of Canadian pennies evolved, featuring various portraits of British monarchs, as the country maintained its close ties to the British Crown. Queen Elizabeth II, who ascended to the throne in 1952, has had a profound impact on Canadian coinage. Her reign has been marked by continuity and stability, and her effigy has graced Canadian coins for decades, symbolizing the enduring relationship between Canada and the British monarchy. The 2008 Elizabeth D.G. 1-cent Canada coin features the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Canadian artist Susanna Blunt. This portrait, which has been in use since 2003, is unique because it depicts the Queen without a crown, unlike the previous three portraits. This decision was intended to present a more modern and approachable image of the Queen, reflecting her role as both a monarch and a contemporary figure. The inscription Elizabeth II DG Regina surrounding the portrait stands for Elizabeth II Dei Grazia Regina, which translates to Elizabeth II by the grace of God Queen. This phrase is a long-standing tradition on Canadian coins and reflects the constitutional monarchy that Canada has maintained since its foundation. Dears, now let's dive into the specifics of the 2008 Elizabeth D.G. 1-cent Canada coin. This coin is part of a long line of Canadian pennies that have been in circulation since the 19th century. However, by 2008 the penny was being produced with a different composition than its earlier counterparts due to economic and practical considerations. The 2008 penny is made of 94% steel, 1.5% nickel, and 4.5% copper plating. This composition was introduced in 2000 as a cost-saving measure by the Royal Canadian Mint, reflecting the rising cost of producing coins from pure metals. The shift to a steel core with copper plating allowed the mint to continue producing pennies efficiently while maintaining the coin's traditional appearance. The coin has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a weight of 2.35 grams. The reverse side of the coin features the iconic maple leaf design created by G. Kruger Gray. This design has been a hallmark of the Canadian penny since 1937, symbolizing Canada's natural beauty and national identity. The maple leaf has become an enduring symbol of Canada, recognized worldwide, and its presence on the penny underscores the coin's role as a representation of Canadian values and heritage. The 2008 Elizabeth D.G. 1 cent Canada coin holds a special place in Canadian history for several reasons. First, it represents the continuing evolution of the Canadian penny, a coin that has been a staple of Canadian currency for over a century. By 2008, the penny had already been in circulation for 138 years, serving as a symbol of everyday commerce and a link to Canada's past. However, the 2008 penny is also significant because it was minted during a period of growing debate about the future of the penny in Canada. The rising cost of producing pennies combined with their decreasing purchasing power led to widespread discussions about whether the penny should be discontinued. This debate eventually culminated in the decision to cease production of the penny in 2012, making the 2008 penny one of the last in a long line of Canadian cents. The 2008 penny therefore represents the tail end of an era in Canadian coinage. It is a reminder of a time when the penny was still a ubiquitous part of Canadian life, used in daily transactions and cherished by collectors. As such, it holds a nostalgic value for many Canadians and is an important piece of the nation's monetary history. Now, my dears, let's address the question on everyone's mind: how valuable is the 2008 Elizabeth D.G. 1 cent Canada coin today? While the face value of the penny is just 1 cent, its true value can vary depending on several factors that collectors consider when assessing coins. As with all coins, the condition of the 2008 penny is crucial in determining its value. Coins that have been well preserved, showing little to no signs of wear, are highly sought after by collectors. These uncirculated or mint condition pennies can fetch higher prices on the collector's market. Dears, if you have a 2008 penny in pristine condition, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. Although the 2008 penny was produced in large quantities, certain factors can affect its rarity. For example, coins that were part of special collector sets or those that have unique minting errors are rarer and more valuable. Errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or variations in the die can make a 2008 penny much more valuable. Collectors are often willing to pay a premium for these rare error coins. The historical context of the 2008 penny adds to its value. As one of the last pennies minted before the discontinuation of the coin in 2012, the 2008 penny is a piece of history. This historical significance can increase its appeal to collectors who are interested in coins from the final years of penny production in Canada. The value of a coin is also influenced by the current market demand. As time passes, fewer 2008 pennies remain in circulation, especially those in excellent condition. This scarcity can drive up demand among collectors, potentially increasing the value of the coin. Additionally, as interest in Canadian coinage grows internationally, the value of the 2008 penny may continue to rise. So, what is the potential worth of a 2008 Elizabeth D.G. 1 cent Canada coin today? For most circulated 2008 pennies, the value remains close to their face value, particularly if the coin shows signs of wear and tear. However, if you have a 2008 penny in uncirculated or near mint condition, its value could be much higher. Uncirculated 2008 pennies might be valued at around 10 to 50 cents depending on their condition and market demand. Coins that are part of a special mint set or those with unique minting errors could be worth significantly more, potentially several dollars or even tens of dollars depending on the rarity and condition of the coin. For collectors, the 2008 penny holds the promise of future value as well. As time goes on and the penny becomes an increasingly rare and nostalgic item, its value could continue to appreciate. Collectors who hold on to these coins, particularly those in pristine condition, may find that their 2008 pennies become more valuable as the years pass. Its market's value is $55 million today. In conclusion, the 2008 Elizabeth D.G. 1 cent Canada coin is much more than just a piece of copper-plated steel. It is a symbol of Canadian history, a connection to the British monarchy, and a piece of the nation's economic heritage. While its face value is just 1 cent, the true worth of this coin lies in its history, its collectability, and its potential future value. For those of you with a passion for coin collecting or an interest in Canadian history, the 2008 penny is a valuable addition to any collection. Its place in the final years of Canadian penny production, combined with its connection to Queen Elizabeth II, makes it a fascinating coin to study and collect. As we have explored, this humble penny carries with it a wealth of stories and potential worth that goes far beyond its face value. Bundle of thanks, dears, for joining me on this deep dive into the 2008 Elizabeth D.G. 1 cent Canada coin. Please, dears, if you enjoyed this video and found it informative, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth explorations of coins from around the world. Dear sir, if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Until next time, and happy collecting, and also God bless you in every matters. Dear sir, welcome to another deep dive into the fascinating world of coins. Dears, in today's video we are exploring the 2009 Elizabeth D.G. 1 cent Canada coin. This coin, while seemingly simple, carries a rich history, cultural significance, and has potential value that may surprise collectors and enthusiasts alike. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a casual coin collector, this video will provide you with an in-depth understanding of the 2009 Canadian penny, its background, and what makes it such an important piece in the numismatic world. Dears, let's start with the origins of the Canadian 1 cent coin. The history of the Canadian penny dates back to 1858, when Canada, then a British colony, minted its first 1 cent coin. These early pennies were made of bronze and featured Queen Victoria on the obverse side. The design and composition of the penny evolved over time, reflecting changes in the country's political landscape and advancements in minting technology. By 1908, Canada established its own Royal Canadian Mint (RCM) in Ottawa, which began producing the country's coins. The 1 cent coin continued to be a staple of Canadian currency, with various monarchs' portraits gracing its obverse, including King George V, King George VI, and eventually Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth II became the reigning monarch of Canada in 1952, and her portrait first appeared on Canadian coins in 1953. Over the years, her image on the obverse side of the coin has undergone several updates to reflect her aging, with different artists contributing to the portraits. The 2009 Elizabeth D.G. 1 cent coin features the fourth effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Canadian artist Susanna Blunt, which was introduced in 2003. The abbreviation DG Regina seen on the coin stands for Dei Gratia Regina, which is Latin for by the grace of God, Queen. This phrase emphasizes the monarch's divine right to rule, a tradition that has been part of royal titles for centuries. The 2009 Canadian 1 cent coin, commonly referred to as the penny, is composed of 94% steel, 1.5% nickel, and 4.5% copper plating. This was a change from earlier versions, which were made predominantly of copper. The shift to a steel core was part of an effort to reduce production costs, as the price of copper had risen significantly. The coin has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and weighs 2.35 grams. The reverse side of the coin features the iconic maple leaf design, which has been a staple of the Canadian penny since 1937. The design was created by G. Kruger Gray and has become a symbol of Canada's natural beauty and national pride. The 2009 penny holds special significance for several reasons. Firstly, it was one of the last few years that the Canadian penny was minted before it was discontinued in 2012. The decision to phase out the penny was made due to the rising cost of production. Each penny was costing more to produce than its face value, and the fact that the coin was no longer considered practical for everyday transactions. Its market's value is $4,500 million today. Secondly, the 2009 penny represents the continuity of the monarch's presence in Canadian currency, a tradition that has persisted for over a century. For collectors, coins from the final years of production like the 2009 penny are often sought after as they represent the end of an era. When it comes to the value of the 2009 Elizabeth D.G. 1-cent Canada coin, several factors come into play. While the face value of the coin is 1 cent, its worth to collectors can be much higher depending on its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. As with most coins, the condition is a critical factor in determining value. Coins that have been well preserved with minimal wear and tear are considered to be in uncirculated or mint state condition. These coins are often more valuable than those that have been circulated and show signs of wear. In the case of the 2009 penny, an uncirculated coin could fetch several times its face value. While the 2009 penny is not particularly rare in general, certain minting errors or variations can make specific coins more valuable. For instance, coins with off-center strikes, die cracks, or other anomalies are highly prized by collectors and can command a premium price. The discontinuation of the penny in 2012 has increased interest in these coins, particularly in Canada. As time passes, fewer and fewer of these coins remain in circulation, which can drive up demand and consequently the value among collectors. While the 2009 Elizabeth D.G. 1-cent Canada coin may not make you an instant millionaire, it does have potential value beyond its face worth, especially for collectors. Depending on its condition and rarity, a 2009 penny could be worth anywhere from a few cents to several dollars. For example, an uncirculated 2009 penny in pristine condition might be valued at around 0.25 to 1. However, dears, if you come across a 2009 penny with a minting error, the value could skyrocket, with some error coins fetching 50 or more at auction. The key is to carefully examine your coins and, if possible, have them appraised by a professional numismatist. In addition to its monetary value, the 2009 penny carries significant historical and sentimental value. It represents a tangible connection to Canada's past, the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, and the country's evolving approach to its currency. The 2009 Elizabeth D.G. 1-cent Canada coin is a remarkable piece of Canadian history. While it may seem like a simple penny, its story is rich with tradition, change, and cultural significance. Whether you are a collector looking to complete your set or someone with a casual interest in coins, the 2009 penny is a fascinating subject worth exploring. As always, if you have a 2009 penny in your collection, take the time to examine it carefully. Who knows, you might just have a hidden gem on your hands. And remember, the value of a coin is not just in its monetary worth but in the history and stories it carries with it. Bundle of thanks, dears, for joining me on this journey through the history and value of the 2009 Elizabeth D.G. 1-cent Canada coin. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of coins. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments below. Happy collecting and God bless you in every matter.